Welcome in. Saturday Live. Smoking this it's dual seat, it's a convoy second, but just like a Levant. Figure I'll give it a go tonight. And it's also a sitter. Gotta look something up. on tobaccoreviews.com. I want to make sure I'm right on this blend that I'm smoking. Hey, Recovery! How you doing? Just need to give me a piece of paper here. Alright, I'm so you're getting stuff packed up. Just right now, I just seen where John's not doing live tonight, so I'll tell you what I'm smoking and what I'm smoking in here in just a second. Doggone pen. That's what I just keep. I'll have one up in my room here before long. It's so how's your day today? Hey, there's RD. I should have been a bit more prepared tonight. How's RD tonight? I'm a pretty good fast rider, so it's just well, I'm in there. I just packed a bunch of stuff up that I'm taking out there for the time being. I got a box over here on my bed for all my pipes. Got another box sitting outside for all my racks. For now. And before we go any further, smoking the dual seat, which is commonly second to Bob, and in it I got the Pearson Sherlock Holmes. I just looked it up. That's why I was writing everything down real quick. It's a Virginia base blend. Contents in it, it's got Burley, Virginia. And the flavoring's got fruit and citrus to it. So, that goes over yonder. I agree with you, RD. Let me put you guys up some. First pipe of the day tonight. So I've been trying to get stuff done, trying to deal with people up front, coming in. Well, one person came in and checked on me, see if I was alright. But other than that, I've been moving around all day today. Been drinking a lot of water and pop. I'm going to have a Christmas tree out there. Not a big one, just like an old small Charlie Brown tree. Because I'm a type of person anymore. I mean, I'll celebrate Christmas. But it's just another day to me. So I don't. So. Once I'm start moving stuff out. They misunderstood me tonight. I told them I want to get what stuff I got in here first out. Like my thing back here, it's got all my tobaccos, DVD stuff in it, my pipes and stuff, my clothes, my tools, my Bluetooth speaker, few other things, my PS stuff. Get that out of here first. Monday. That's why all that could be out there. Then we'll worry about pulling this camper stuff later. If everything goes okay. Because like I told them, if he goes off, doesn't want me in here, that's why my stuff's out of his house. Because if he cannot let me back in here to get my stuff, I'm screwed. Because I got over $2,000 some dollars, close to $3,000 sitting back here right now. But now I'm going to remind him. I said, hey, remember you said all the time if I decide I wanted to go, I can go. So, but anyways, I hope everybody had a good day. I watched the Ohio State Michigan game today, and Ohio State played bad. I look for Ryan Day to be fired. Tell you the truth. But we'll see. When you lose to a team up north 2 years in a row, back to back, that ain't good. Kansas State won. I was going to watch some more football today, but I got so aggravated at the game earlier today, I just said the heck with it. That reminds me of something, Mike. Well, Bengals play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Titans. If you guys never passed oh, you're in the Big 12. We're in the Big 10. We are. Now, see, if Ohio State would have won that game today, they would have been 12-0, and they would have had a good shot at the national championship. Maybe. But here's the thing, guys. Here's something. If you ever go to Las Vegas, go past the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. Check it out. Pretty neat. And which I don't like the Raiders. But still, nice stadium. Not bad. Sure. I don't know what their problem today was, man. Honest to God's truth, I don't know. But Urban Myers was at the game today, by the way, because Urban Myers was the coach before Ryan Day. He goes down to Florida. Get this, they fire him. So they might. Well, of course, they was throwing flags on us from left and right. There's calls on us that they should never called. Oh yeah, I was on it, boy. I was yelling, screaming at the TV and everything else. Telling them everything but by the ref. Another John Cooper. That's what they was calling Ryan Day today. Because Cooper was the coach for him at one time. And he was back. I was going to smoke a pipe during the game, but I was so aggravated I couldn't even smoke a pipe. It's like the referees are out there with the blind stick. I was going to say, shoot, Pee Wee Herman got there and played better than that. Shoot, the Water Boy could have played better than that. Oh, that's what I got to do. I got my stuff I'm going to take with me. That's what I'm going to do when I get settled in out there. I'm going to sit down. Take my time, clean my pipes. I got to clean all my pipes. There's about 20-something of them. Boy, I'll just probably go ahead and clean the ones I routinely smoke. Let him sit for 24 hours. I'll still. Oh yeah, it takes. Oh yeah, it takes a lot of time. But I'll still do my lives. I just gotta get everything transferred out there. But the only downfall is I can't smoke in his house. It's a friend of mine's helping me out. That's the only downfall. I cannot smoke no pipes in his house. In which I respect that. My mother's already out of his house. I might pick some. I might pick some whiskey up next week. Now I'm allowed to drink out of his house as long as I don't sit there. He knows how much. He knows I'm responsible, but I'm still trying to find my powder cake. Yeah, I was gonna have John make me a pipe, but right now with everything's going right now, I have to hold off. Right now. Oh. Reminder, guys, go over to Gene Panzer's. Here, I'll type it in. He's having a Christmas giveaway. There's 26 pipes that he's giving away. Here, I'll type it in. Good thing I did on this phone. Good thing I did on this phone. I think I did it right, guys. Hold on. Hey guys, if you can see that, I put it in. Go over there and say I'm in. Kurt, the last video that he did, guys, it should say tobacco pipe for free Christmas giveaway, guys. Go over to his channel. And say I'm in. There's total, and watch that video. You'll see the pipes. There's total of 26 of them, guys. Now I think there's going to either be 26 winners or somebody's going to get all of them. But go watch that video. You know, thank God to say I'm in. And they're all from Bishop Pipes. I won one from there. Let me get it. Prime example, I won this one. And he reconditioned every state pipe. It's all reconditioned clean. all ring back to the briar. But this here's one I won. So go check him out, guys. There you go, Mike. Now, when you go later on, watch that video, and he shows each pipe, all 26 of them. But it's all single pictures. He'll show one, like one, then he'll show number 2 of 26. Nice pipes. It's like I need another new hole in the head. So, I got enough pipes now, so. RD, you should get in there. Go sub him. Only thing you gotta do is sub to his channel. Make sure you sub to him. Click on that notification. Click on the notification bell. Then if you win, only thing you gotta do is go over to. He'll take over to Bishop Pipe Stock, where punch it in, or email him and tell him that you won, like pipe number. Tell him who you are, that you won a pipe on Gene Panther's Christmas giveaway, and tell him the number, like say I won number 15, or number 5, or number 6, or whatever. Say I told him I won this one. The only thing I hate about this pipe is I got to twist this. Because I'm afraid if I twist this too hard, I'm going to bust the shank. The only thing you got to say, I'm in. He does it once a month, but this is the last call of the year. He does it once a month, but he gives 3 pipes away, but there's 3 lucky winners. If there's over 100 comments, whoever the 100th person is, say like Mike, okay, say like RD's the 100th person, he gets free tobacco. Only thing you got to do is email him and say what type. He'll tell you what type of tobacco it is, but you tell him what your preferred tobacco is and you get it. It'll be shipped to you. Don't cost you nothing. Somebody just messaged me. RD. Hold on, guys. I'm not trying to end it live or not, and I'm just trying to get this off my. There we go. People like that, because any true in this pipe community, we all smoke a pipe. It does not make a difference if it's this one, I don't care if you smoke a cheap one. We're on this in for that. But you got these type of people that think that you gotta smoke a, you know, there's a lot of people that quit because of what. There's a lot of people that quit the YTPC because of that. Or they just gave up because they wasn't either getting um I was at 400, almost 480 subscribers. Now I'm back down to 466 because I have not made any videos. Do I worry about that? No. So after the first year, close to April, I'm going to do a golf. And yes, RD, you are included in it. Don't argue with me. Because you're as good as gold as the next guy. You know what I'm saying? They're just as good as the next guy over here. They're just as good as the next guy over here. And if they don't like it, they can move on. You know, everything went kind of downhill when at least one person ain't no longer with us. I ain't gonna mention no names. Hold on for a second. But yeah, a lot of people got depressed for one because they they gave up pipe smoking because they didn't know how to do it. They didn't know how to pack a pipe. They didn't know how to, they got more steam. They didn't know how to check for moisture levels in tobacco. The way I look at it, jar the better. Sorry about my phone popping like that. Good thing I got this one, guys. Sorry about me hearing that ding noise. Well, just I'm talking to you guys, talking to them, communicating, getting everything. But then again, a lot of people got depressed is because they weren't getting all the subscribers. Um, um, they get depressed too because they're not getting up there. Yep. Now see, now this is how what you guys are hearing. Because my other phone is all hooked to the same internet. My internet. This is every day, all day, every day. Every day. Usually. Between that and phone, and usually that my phone going off. Somebody calling me. All the time. But anyways. Do I worry about how many, do I stress on my lives? Because I see, on one live there may be 20, 30 people on there that have 50, 60, 70. Does that bother me? Nope. Nope. And I tell you why. I stay in my own lane, do my own thing. Because now, I used to be on everybody's lot. I mean, there's only like, I'm talking evening time. There's only like, say, 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4 lives out of 10. Um, like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, there was only certain people doing lives through the week because everybody was scheduled. It's like me, I'm scheduled for tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. But see, here's the thing. Then I started doing it every night. Then a few people caught on, which they started doing it. That's great. That's great. That's fine. It keeps everybody occupied. It keeps everybody insane. It keeps everybody going crazy, going nuts. But I got this philosophy. You never know who's going to pop in on live. You never know. It could be over Pipe Martin. It could be Phil. Sasquatch Piper 2 Jesse. Tennessee Bull. Just don't know. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Hey, Mike, you still on? I got a urgent, just in case I'm not on your prayer thing in the morning. I need to, because I got a phone call today. Are you still on, Mike? Hey, Mike. Um, his name's Terry. He's a real good friend of mine. Real good. We're buddies. Well, he called me today, and he didn't sound too good over the phone. And I said, man, "What we done?" I said, well, I'm watching the game. He said, well, okay, have fun. I said, well, wait a minute. Because I was going up front anyways, because I had to go up front, towards the front. There was halftime, whatever. So I was going up there. I said, man, you all right? I said, I'm going up front. I said, it's halftime anyways. And I said, I really ain't, you know. And I said, man, I said, you don't sound too good. I said, what's up? What's going on? He says, man, he says, it's my heart. I said, what? He said, it's my heart. And I just seen him this past Friday night over Rose Avenue, because he'll ask me if I'm going or not, if I'm going to be there. If I'm going to be there, then he'll show up. If I'm not going to be there, he ain't going to be there either. But anyways, he's down at Dina Chillicothe, which is 31 miles away from here. And he says his heart, they don't know. He don't know what's actually going on. He says, and he knows for me being a nurse aide, I always got that. I have to ask that question. I said, man, I said, you been having chest pains? He says, yeah. I said, are you under any thought of stress or anything? I appreciate it, Mike, because he's a real good dear friend of mine. He says his sugar's up over 600. He wasn't sound too good. Because he knows, because he knows where my faith stands. He knows where I stand in my faith. So I'll be the first one to get a hold of. And that's that you know when somebody trusts you that much to tell you. Because he knows I believe in the prayer. I got to. That reminds me of something. Guys, just hang with me. I'll talk to you at the same time. Yes. You got it correct. I could talk and do this at the same time. Yeah, just give me a second, guys, because I promised him that I'll get hold of the pastor over Rose Avenue and let her know, and I've set my mind earlier to just now. So just give me a second, guys. Now I'm back. Because you know, when somebody does that and they trust you with your life, but they also know where you stand, that ought to tell you something. And you know, just like everybody knows me in here, they know where I stand at. I'm about ready to smoke something different here in just a second. Does anybody need a... You're right, Covery. He'll stick closer to you than a brother. It's got just a little bit, just enough for a last bowl. It is on the drier side. That's the way I like this type blend. You can actually hear a crunchy crunch. That's fine by me. Like I've always said, drier the better. You know, here's something, you know, I don't talk too much about religion on my channel. I really don't. But you know what? If people, I can't understand why people get so offended about it. Because I heard of, because a lot of people knows I'm still a licensed minister. But see here, but see, this was why this is why a lot of people likes me so well, because of my honesty. But before we go any further, I'm going to smoke the last part of the fourth generation 1982 Continental Blend. Is this: if my life is not lined up with the Word of God, I'm not getting behind the sick just God and preach. But, and you know, because I've always said this as my testimony. And I wish I still had the pictures to prove it. I only supposed to have my gallbladder taken out. They had 3 little incisions in me. Breathing tube down in me. I come out of anesthesia on the operating table, tried to pull that out of me. Not only that, there's this little tube on the side. It was full of blood from my lungs. Basically died up on the table. But God says, I ain't done with you yet. Technically, I ain't supposed to be sitting here. Technically, there is Oscar. Outdoors. Technically, I ain't supposed to be doing this live. Let's see what God can do. Now, I told my ex-girlfriend all the time she's gone now, bless her heart. She passed away from kidney failure. But anyways, I used to tell her all the time, I said, where's your faith? Where's your faith? Have faith. Then she turns around me, she tells me the same thing. She says, Jeff, where's your faith at? So I've always had faith. Always have faith. Because what does Hebrews 11:1 say? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence not seen. Where's your faith? People say there ain't no God. Well, because his way he can't sing. I said, well, can you see the air moving? You're sitting there, right? Let me ask you this. You're sitting there, right? Can you see the air? I can physically see this pipe. But can you physically see air that you're breathing? No. Well, how do you know that's air? How do you know that's air? Are you sure that's air? Well, no, not technically. Well, then how do you know there's God? All we come from animals. We come from this. We come from a fish. Then we come from an ape, a monkey. Well, similar where it says in the Bible where we come from. And you know, the people I really love to have, I love conversations with a Jehovah's Witness. Nothing against them. Nothing against them. I'm not, Lord knows I'm not putting them down. They believe in something that I don't believe in. But if you really want to have a conversation with them, talk about war. Talking to a Jehovah's Witness about war, going to war. Because the last time I had a conversation with them is probably about 18 years ago. The reason why I say that, because my dad's been going 17. It's been about 18 years. Summertime, I won't forget it. And I was spoke to my dad some more because my dad's health was bad. He wasn't physically. He'd come out and sit and tell you how to do it, but he couldn't physically do anything because of his health. But I already knew I was doing. I was working on his motor. Just the basic stuff like change spark plug. I was doing something. Well, this man and his son came up. They're Jehovah's Witnesses. He said, "Oh, how you doing today, son?" I looked at him. I said, "Who you talking to? For real? I ain't playing." He says, "Well, decided to come talk to you today about the Lord." I already got I was fresh in the ministry, but I knew the Bible in and out. And I'm just starting in the ministry, just got my license and everything. I'm standing here and I'm thinking, okay, in back of my mind, okay, I have got to hear this. I said, yeah, go ahead. All going on. But see, their Bible was different from my Bible. In my Bible, the word God is capitalized with a G. In their Bible, it's a lowercase g. Let him talk, let him talk, let him talk. Finally, I said, let me ask you a question. I didn't tell him what I know. We can play this game all day long. I'm fine with it. So now, let me ask you something. Do you believe in God as the almighty creator of this earth? Well, yeah, but Joseph Smith is the one that, you know, had that vision that he's the, you know, the one that he prayed, you know, and all this. Now I said, now wait a minute now. You show me where that says in the word. And I said, let me go get my Bible. Now I said, I'm going to show you something. I said, I'm going to prove you all wrong. And I said, yeah, you ain't, can't argue about it. You can sit there and confess Joseph Smith all you want. So I'll be right back. So I walk in the house. I says, Jeff, who you talking to? I said, I got a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses out here. And I said, I'm about ready to prove this guy wrong. Dad says, uh-oh. He said, I got to hear this one. Because Dad knew what I was up to. He says, I just want to listen. So Dad comes through the door. There's a chair sitting inside the door right there. When you walk in. Screen door, then regular door, but regular door was open. So Dad sit right there beside the door. They didn't know he was sitting there. I said, now, you show me where it says Joseph Smith is your person that you pray to, that he's the head of the church and stuff. And I said, I'm going to prove to you several things. They showed me. And I said, now, so I'm sitting there, standing there, and I said, now look at this. I said, Genesis 1:1 says what? So he goes, so he had his Bible. So he goes over to, he flips it like this. I said, what's it say? I said, I'm going to give it to you. I said, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. I said, read that. I said, this is how the earth was formed. And I said, you keep on reading that. I said, now. So I took him over to the book of Exodus. Showed him the 10 Commandments. Ye shall not have no what graven images. Ye shall not pray to other gods before me. So forth, and I'm just paraphrasing. You can't do that. That's against God's word. Recovery and Mike and Oscar, I'm proud of you guys. So proud what you guys do. So proud. So it went on. Somehow or another, all he asked me was, and I'm going to paraphrase it. He asked me if I would go to war. I said, I'll go in a heartbeat to serve my country. I said, if they would send me a letter, certified letter, through the mail, that you have to show up, I'll go. Oh, we don't believe in that. I said, why not? Are you ashamed of your country? Oh, the Bible says we're not allowed to do it. And I said, you show me where it says it. Show me where it says that you're not allowed to go to serve your country. Oh, we just believe that. And I said, I'm going to tell you something. My brother served. My uncle was served. My grandfather served. And I said, you know what? I said, if they would send you a certified letter through the mail saying that you have to be there and you don't show up, guess what happens? You're going to go to jail. And you're going to be in that jail as long as that war's going on. Because you refused. And then when everything's said and done, it's over with, and they declare it's over, then you can step out. Well, see, if you don't believe me, look it up. I said, now, this Joe Smith guy, I said, has he protected when the world's going to end, or did he ever say anything that what God can do? Well, no. So I did me a little bit of research. That if you are come a Jehovah's Witness, like I said, I'm not bashing them. If that's what they believe, they're going to have to answer for God. Because I'm not their judge. God is. Say like you marry say like they marry somebody within the Jehovah's Witness that they go to church at, right? They have to exclude their family after they get married, which means no contact. Think about it. That's their thing. There's a Jehovah's Witness right up the road from me. I mean, the Bible says, yeah, compelled, they got 2 by 2s. And that's correct. They're going biblically, you send out 2 by 2s. Well, here one day I was sitting out front, smoking the pipe, drinking the beer. These 2 women, I seen them passing the car. Now I seen them heading up to the church up here because I had to go check the mailbox. Well, they come back down. Well, they was out on foot walking down through here. Well, they happened to stop. I'm thinking, oh no. I felt bad because here I got a pipe in my hand, I got a beer sitting beside of me, and I don't disrespect like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. So I told him, I said, hold on for a second. So I'll be right back. So I wasn't trying to be rude, but I brought my stuff in, set up here on the bar. Went back out. Got to talk to him. They was polite, respectful, and they wasn't trying to force religion down my throat. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, and I explained to him, I said, listen, I'm a licensed minister. I said, I've been a minister since 2000. And I've been, which I want now. So, they said, well, where do you minister at? And I said, well, right now, I don't got nowhere ministering right now. Yes, he does recovery. Yes, he sure does. So I got to talking to him. I said, right now, I said, I'm not ministering, but I do in song. I said, I've been singing gospel music since I was 15 years old. I said, I've been doing this for over 20-some years. Well, we got talking, and I know what their beliefs are. I said, well, I really wasn't lying to them. I said, I'll check into it. I said, I might take a day to come up. Oscar, let me put this pipe over here, and I'm going to give you something. I used to, and it's not me, and I tell people, when I get up here and preach, it's not me, it's God. I'll tell you that for respecting point. I've seen the good Lord take the worst sinner, the worst, among the worst, and change them completely around. Excuse me for a second, guys. I've seen God take the worst of the worst. I'll give you a prime example. We was doing revival one time. And I went down, well, I got about down there because I always help sing and whatever. Because I was in the group at the time. And they knew I was also a minister too. Well, we was watching this one guy. And there's a video, we had a videotape of this one guy. And you could tell he was the worst of the worst. I mean, everything, everything that the devil can do, he was doing it underneath the sun. Yeah. And I know he was fighting, and we knew he was fighting. Because he'll get up and he'll pace. Pace. He was fighting the demons. And you know, on the fourth night, because we did what's called tag team. They say what tag team was. I'll tell you what tag team is. It's like a wrestling match, but it's in the church where you got a bunch of ministers. It's what say like Oscar's up there preaching, just a preaching. He comes over and he tags me, then I go in and I pick up where he left off. Then I keep it going. Then I'll go over and tag Mike, and then he picks up where I cut my back, where I stopped at. He picks it up and he keeps it rolling. That's what's called tag team in the church. We was tag teaming that night. The harder we preached, the more you could see in him that he wanted to come up there, and you could see the demons just firing up. And he was pacing. He kept going that night. So I tagged somebody, I forget who it was. I tagged them. And you know, finally he went up there and we started praying for him, laid hands on him. But the Bible says, lay no hands on nobody suddenly. Remember that. I'll have to look it up. And I'll tell you what, matter of fact, I'll look it up. Because that's why, that's right. You are called to preach. That's what Jesus spoke. To go and preach to all nations. Preach it. You don't need no license, but that's there is where they need. It's where you have. It's like a denominational church, like a Baptist church or something like that. You got to show paperwork proving that. To me, that's wrong, because it's a state law. You know what I mean? And you know, it's so hard. And let me tell you, always on call 24/7. I've done 2 years of getting my license, and and when I was going through mine, I had strict rules. It's like you're on call, you had to be at every service, you had to be, nursing homes, hospital visits. Um, if you had a problem among the members of the church, you had to be there. It was like, huh. It's like, I was like, huh? And have a job at the same time, you know what I mean? But here's where it says in 1 Timothy 5:22 through 24. It says, lay hands suddenly on no man, neither be partakers of other men's sins. Keep thyself pure. Drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thy often infirmities. That means In other words, don't sit there and get drunk. And it goes on there, and then verse 24 says, some men's sins are open beforehand, going for judgment, and some men they follow after. Ooh. Yes. And the only thing that piece of paper is good for too is get into the hospital after hours for somebody if they called you. Nursing home after hours if they call you. That's the only thing that piece of paper is good for, because I've done it. I've done it many a times. They'll call my pastor, and yeah, she's female. And then she'll call me. She'll call the house. Chef says, "You awake?" Because at the time I was a nurse aide, so I had a couple of nights off. But I'm used to staying up late hours because I'm working night shift at a nursing home, so I'm used to being up. Yeah, I'm up. Why? What's going on? Well, can you meet me? Because we had 2 nursing homes. Okay, Oscar, have a great night. I hope you be safe, be well, be blessed. Be blessed, brother. But, that's because we had 2 nursing homes in town, plus the hospital. So, well, meet me this so-and-so nursing home. So I just got called in. Says, make sure you got your license with you. And what I did, I had my main license, but I wouldn't make a copy of it and cut it out. That's why if something would happen to that copy, I wasn't worrying too much about it. I had my main one at the house. So, alright. It'll be like 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like, what I'll do, Mike, is I will set my alarm right now. I got my alarm set for 9 in the morning. Well, my time. But it's the hardest thing as a minister and or whatever is you have to deal with the family of a loved one that's just passed. You know, they may call you in, and while they're on their deathbed, and you have to sit there and request prayer, pray over them. And I got questions about that one day, because being a nurse aide, I see it all the time. Passing of a loved one, all the time. The funeral home would come in. I was good friends with the funeral director. We're still this day. We're still like this. Be there, put him in a body bag, and help him roll him out because he was their patient. And I got asked one day. They said, "Jeff, does it ever bother you that a person dies, you know, and does it ever bother you?" I said, "It does." I said, "It does." I said, "It hurts." But my job as not only as a nurse aide, but also a minister, I said, I got to stand firm. like this. Yes, I have compassionate. Yes, I hurt on the inside for that family. And for see it, yes, it hurts me. But I have to stand there and stay strong for that family and encourage them. Say it's going to be all right. You're going to see them one day, as long as they are saved and and you know that they're saved. And I said, if you make it right, you can see them on the other side of Jordan. And I've always left them with this. I said, I hope that God gives you the peace that passes all understanding. Gives you the peace. But I said, here's the thing. I said, here's, and I always told, I said it hurts me for somebody, but when my own family passed away, it's even 10 times harder. This last September, well, not this past September, but a year ago, I lost my sister, my other sister. Went to the funeral, to the memorial service. Did it hurt? Sure did. But I had to sit there and stay strong for the rest of them. Of the family. So when everything was done, said and done, I caught my niece, my oldest niece, which was my sister's um, daughter, and I was leaving. Called her when she come back from the bathroom. I said, "Hey, come here." I said, "Now listen. Let's just listen to me for a minute. I know you're hurting." I said, "But then I said, God's going to see you through. He's going to see you through this. I know how you feel of losing of a mother. So I've been there. I've been down that road." I said, "I know it's got you shattered in a million, thousand million pieces right now. Your heart's broke. But God's going to see you through." I said, "I know what God can do. I've seen Him do it." I said, "You got me on Facebook. I'm a message away. I'll give you my number. And I'll be a phone call away. Don't hesitate." The tears began to roll, and I said, "Look, God loves you. I love you. I know the emotions are high. But just remember, keep your chin up. Keep our head and chin up and move forward." And I said, here, and I tell anybody, I said, God will give you peace that passes all understanding. I said, remember that. Then my great niece, bless her little heart, she's going to be graduating this year. Well, next year. Talked to her before service. Bless her heart. Matter of fact, I'll show you a picture of her. And she got to meet me. That's my great niece. That was her grandma that passed. This young lady I talked to her, this young lady, smart as tack. Love her to death. She was messaging me, so I got to talk to her face to face. And this is the first time she ever met her Uncle Jeff. And she come up and I talked to her, she gave me a hug. And I could see she was hurting so bad, but she was trying not to show anything. But she couldn't do it anymore. I see the tears still start to roll. And I shut the heater off. But here's the thing, I told her, I said, now listen, I said, now baby girl, I said, I want you to listen to me. I know you're hurting. I know that deep down that you wouldn't expect this to happen. And I said, I said, everything's going to, I said, she's watching over you. She's watching you. And I said, it's going to be a rocky road for a couple months. Trust me. I said, Jesus is standing right there beside of you. He loves you. And I know your grandma loved you. I was the only one sitting in the pew by myself. The only people that actually talked to me was my nephew, my other sister, but she can be a little pain behind them when she wants to be. But she's got a heart. Put it that way. My brother, he wasn't there because he couldn't physically make it. Yeah, was it hurt me? Yeah. But I want to show no emotions. But what hurt me the most was when my oldest sister. See, my dad was previous married before he got with my mom. So they're my half sister and half brother. Well, their mom was still living. What hurt me the most after everything was said and done, they talked for a few months, but they left. It's like, see what? It's like, I can understand Naomi, that's her name. She's in bad health. And I can understand, leaving too, but she didn't say, my older sister didn't say hi, bye, or nothing to me. It's like, yeah, whatever, I'll see you on the flip side, But as a minister, you learn to have compassion. You learn to do this. You learn to do that. You learn to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with people. And it's just like here. They know where I stand. They know what I do, but they know where I stand. You're correct. You're correct, Mike. And it's going to get to the point in life, you know, and people will persecute you, but in Matthew 5 says, bless those that persecute you. Bless them. Matthew 5 is considered the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes. Bless them. Bless those that curse you. Bless those that persecute you. Bless those that put you down. Bless those that talk about you. Bless them. And I always tried to put myself in Jesus' shoes. Why? Because when he was being beaten, persecuted, and everything, what he said, Father, forgive them, for they know what they do. Forgive them. They're ignorant. Ignorant. That's why I don't say much. When they start bashing, putting me down, I just sit back and smile. Why? Because I know God's got this. Jesus got this. And I know when he finds out Monday that I'm be moving out of here, I know he's going to flip his lid. Bless him. Bless him. If he starts coming out calling me a hypocrite and a heathen, I said, well, you better take that speck and beam out of your eye first before you think about coming getting one out of mine. Don't come talk to me about my sins till you get yours right. Because we all fall short of the glory of God every day. We all fall short. We all fall short of the glory of God every day. And if the person says they don't, they're lying. How can I, in other words, how can I come to you and say, well, you should not be smoking the pipe, you should not be drinking when I'm sitting here doing it myself? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know, Mike. I know how you feel when my dad passed away. It tore me from the floor up. Because I was at my dad's house when he passed. Because that morning, I can remember it. I woke up at 8 o'clock. He was fine. I knew he was dying. I knew my dad was dying. It was just a matter of time when. And woke up that morning. I had to go. Well, he was fine. He was sitting there flipping through the channels, laying there. So I laid back down for a while. I think, well, I'll lay here for a while and then I'll get up and see if he's alright and if you need anything. Well, when I woke up at noon, about 10 till noon, I won't forget this. He was laying on his left side, but he had his arm over. He was like, basically like almost like he was slumped over. So I hollered at him a couple times. No response. So I went out the door and my neighbors was up and I said, hey, I need help. I said, there's something wrong with Dad. They dropped what they was doing, they came over. Phil checked him, bless his heart, and he says, Jeff, he kind of shook his head, and because he was shaking him, kind of shook his head, and he says, Jeff, I think he's gone. So his wife then says, I'll go over and call the squad. Now I'm thinking, right there's the phone. Right there's the phone. You know, you used to, but she did out of respect. So my wife was working down at McDonald's, so I called down there. And I said, is Evelyn there? They said, yeah. I said, well, this is Jeff, because I had a couple of days off. This is Jeff. I said, I need to talk to her. This is an emergency. So I got on the phone and I said, Evelyn, I said, I think you better be getting over here to Dad's house. She says, why? I said, Dad's gone. She says, do what? I said, Dad died. Only thing you can hear is our phone hit. And I can hear, oh my gosh. She said, oh my God, I got to go. My father-in-law just passed away. Well, the squad was already there checking me to make sure. Just to see if he still had a heartbeat. Well, she comes in. She is about ready. On Mike, she's going to do CPR. And they told her, haven't done. They knew who she was. Just haven't done. He's gone. He's gone. Well, this is what I found out. They drained a gallon and a half of fluid off his stomach. They drained a half a gallon of fluid off his lungs. Basically, my dad died. He drowned in his own fluids. Basically. But the time that he passed was around 10 o'clock that morning, so he was already gone for almost 2 hours before, you know. But that hit me the hardest. You know. And, I had to look it up. He died oh, wow, man. I hate to hear that. And the sad part about my dad passing, I had to look it up, see what day it was on a Wednesday. He died on my one of my other friends. He died on his birthday. And then when the funeral home came, he was out of town that day. The main funeral director. Well, the assistant funeral director came in. His name is Roger. I won't forget him. But I hate to say his cocksucker. Oh man, I was about ready to punch him right in the mouth when he asked me this question. When you take a deceased out of a home, a deceased, I don't care if it's your mom, dad, grandmother, grandpa, whoever, you cover them up. Out of respect. He had the nerve to stand there and ask me if, do you want him uncovered or covered? I looked at a friend of mine, and I looked at her, and she had this shocked face like, can't believe he asked you that. And I said, covered. Covered. And I'm sitting here covered when he walked out. It's like, how dare him stand there and ask me that question? So I had to go. I told my neighbors, I said, you guys stay around just in case somebody happens to show up, my sister or whoever. So I got to get a hold of some family. So first place I went is out to my uncle's. Told Uncle Tom. He says, I know, he says, and he's already told us, I know he's I heard her come over with the scanner. So I went down to my dad's ex-wife's house. And I told my ex-wife, I said, you just stay here. I said, I said, I want to be there alone and with her. There now so she has the right so she can tell the kids. So she can tell my other three sisters and my brother what happened. So walked in and I said, Naomi, can I talk to you for a minute? She says, yeah. She says, yeah, Jeff. She says, what's going on? I said, Dad passed away this morning. She says, do what? Yeah. I said, Dad passed away. And I said, I don't got Tammy's, Hilda's, Brenda, or Daryl's number, so I figured you can get a hold of them and let them know. I said, they can stop over the house. She says, Jeff, I'm so sorry, Jeff. She says, so I hate to hear it. I said, so I appreciate it. So I'm going to be over at the house. I said, I know this. I ain't going to get no sleep tonight. So I went over to the house and I got hold of a friend of mine. Because she was my dad's executor of the estate. So I called her and I said, Margene, I said, Dad passed away. She says, do what? I said, Dad passed away this morning. I said, I found you about 10 minutes till noon. She says, I'll be in. Well, about this time, my one sister, my biological sister, shows up. And she is starting running her mouth. Why was I the last person to be informed? I said, Tara, I didn't know your number. I didn't know where you was living. Now I knew you was down Chillicothe. And I said, I didn't know how to get a hold of you. I said, Evelyn is the one that called down there to find where you was at and have them go to tell you. And I said, and I looked straight at her and I said, don't you start. Now I said, this ain't the time nor the place to start running your mouth. Now I said, you keep it up. I'll have you leave the property. I will ban you. So you either shut your mouth and drop the attitude, go in there and sit down and shut up. I'm trying to take care of everything here. You can care less. I said, I'm the one who had to go around telling everybody. I'm the one who went out there and told Uncle Tom and everybody. I'm the one who went down there and told Naomi so she can get the whole rest of the family and let them know. I said, right now, I told us, right now I'm stressed. So what long Margene, she came in, and my head was going 90 miles an hour. 90 miles an hour. I have people coming in and out. Well, finally my brother, he shows up. So me and him had a little talk outside. I said, only thing I want you to do is I want you to keep the peace. Keep the peace. Because right now, I said, Tara done ran her mouth first time when I pulled up. She was at the door because I had the door locked. And she already started running her mouth. She said, what's to tell you? Well, I was the last one informed. How's come this, that, and the other? And I told her, I said, don't let her start. I said, I done told her. Said she don't shut her mouth and drop the attitude. I said, I was going to have her leave. I was going to have her banned. I said, I was going to have her banned from the house and the funeral home. Because she ain't going to sit there and start her nonsense. See, it took me 6 months before I can even sit down and even do anything. Well, went on. Here comes my other sister, Hilda. Here comes my other sister, Brenda. So I took Hilda outside and I told her what was going on. That's how I done told Daryl, keep the peace here. That's how I want you to do the same. And I said, I'm telling you now, I said, Tara's going to cause a freaking scene. Guaranteed. I said, she's going to do, I told Hilda, I said, Hilda, I got that feeling that she's going to cause a scene here. That she's going to cause a scene at the funeral home. Well, Hilda says, Jeff, she says, just calm down. I know that you got a lot of things going through your head. I said, you know, and I don't think it's going to take for me to snap right now. As somebody, I said, if somebody starts, I said, I'm going to snap. I said, God does, I said, you all know. So we had a meeting. So I picked up and I said, I'm going to tell, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I said, I don't want nothing be caused to scene here. This ain't the time nor the place to do it. And I said, I don't want this. You know it. Well, Tara had this big old cocky attitude type deal. It's like, if I don't get my way, I'm going to throw a fit. You know. I said, if anybody starts, I said, you're out. Now I mean it. You're out. You're done. I said, we got to go up there. Me and Tara's got to go up there and make funeral arrangements. I told Tara, I said, you're coming. And I said, whether you like it or not, because I ain't going to do all this by myself. Go up there and make the funeral arrangements. Well, we walked out while Tara started running her mouth. Well, I was going to the. So I kept my mouth shut, and I told my ex, I said she's gonna get a ripping when we get back to the house. I ain't gonna do it out here, but when we get to the house, it's on. So we got back to the house, and I done forewarned. I said, I'm gonna rip her. This is what she do. I said, she was out there, walked out, and I said, she started running her mouth, and this, not, and the other, and I said, she was putting people down, them down. This ain't right, that ain't right. So I told my brother. He said, I'll take care of this. He says, Ter, he says, what did you say when you walked out from the funeral home? Just don't you lie to me. He says, you lie to me, so I'm going to bust you. So she told him. He says, that ain't right. That is not right for you to do that. Why did you do it? You know he's traumatized right now. You know he's not in the right state of mind right now for you to do that. Why did you do it? He says, now I can understand why Dad really didn't want you to come around. Because we got. So Dad had a billfold with money in it. I snatched that real quick. Well, at the time my brother's still kind of drinking a little bit, but not as much. So I told him, I said, Daryl, I'm going to go get me a damn daggone six pack. What kind you drink? I'll drink one with you. He told me. He says, now, you just get that. Come back. Alright. Thank God he came back. Me and him went out back, sat on the back deck. We was standing sitting there minding our own business. Wasn't bothering nobody. Wasn't hurting nobody. I stuck a chew in, sitting there, me and him drinking the beer. I said, I just need a couple just to calm my nerves. Here comes my ex. You shouldn't. I said, and I looked at her and I said, now don't you frickin' start. Don't you frickin' start. I said, you can go home. I don't care less what you do right now. But I said, I'm going to sit here and drink a beer with my brother. And I said, if you don't like it, there's the door. Don't let it hit you when it goes out the door. Yeah. I was already high rate anyways. So we sat there and we drank 3 apiece, walked back in the house. Looked at my one sister, looked at Hilda, and I said, she's standing there, and I said, I looked at her, I said, anything new? What do you mean? I said, well, what's she in there running her mouth or anything? We're standing in the kitchen. I said, what's she running there running her mouth or anything in there? Putting me down or anything? Well, yeah. Well, that's normal. And she says, yeah, I jumped her. She says, I jumped her. She says, you don't need to be talking about him like that. Not right now. So finally, funeral day came. My sister caused a scene. Me and my brother practically had to take her up to the casket. She died. Just. My brother looks at me and I look at him. I'm just shaking my head like, what the hell? It's like, shit, like that, like God. So, because we had to be up there an hour before the funeral service started, so we had to be up there by 9:30, 10 o'clock. So just for the family to be there before the service started at 11 o'clock, because they let us in an hour early. That's when this happened. Thank God. Well, the family said up front, well, Naomi, which my dad's ex-wife, she sat in the back, and I kind of went back there, and that's what you sent back there for. Well, I don't feel like I'm part of the family out. All right, man. I'll see you in the morning, hopefully. I got my alarm set. But, went on. And I told her, I said, no, you're part of the family. I said, get up there. I said, it's only right for you to be up there. So she came up there and sat. Well, I was sitting, Hill was sitting on one side, my brother was sitting on the other. Well, Hilda kind of leaned over and she says, Jeff says, what's going on? I said, well, your mom was sitting back. I kind of whispered, I said, well, your mom was sitting back there. And I said, that wasn't right. I said, she felt like she wasn't. And I told her no, she was part of the family. And I said, she's going to be up here with the family. And I said, if anybody else, same family don't like it, they can leave. She smiled from ear to ear because she knew I was right. Well, we had to carry in dinner at my dad's. Well, Tara wanted to stay the night. Everybody left. We had the funeral. Everybody came. So everybody left around by 2:30, 3 o'clock that afternoon. So Tara looks at me and says, well, Jeff, she says, she says, I like to stay the night here. I said, no. She says, what do you mean now? I said, nobody's not to stay in this house. I'm sorry. Because there is nothing that's not allowed to leave this house. And I know you. Unless it's other words stated by the lawyer. If he says it's okay, then yeah. Because everything is going to be sold. The house is going to be sold, everything in the house is going to be sold. Unless he states otherwise. So, then that's when she started cussing me out, calling me everything but a white man. And I said, well, I got some stuff over at the other house for you. I'm going to go over and get it and bring it back. And I said, but you got to go. Got to go. Well, I went over and got the stuff. We went over and got the stuff, came back. Well, she was gone. The car was gone. And everything. So I told my ex, I said, well, let me do a walkthrough. You stand right here at the door. I said, I'm going to do a walkthrough. Just in case that, I told her, I kind of whispered, I said, well, I'm going to do a walkthrough. So just in case her so-called boyfriend left and she's at the house hiding. Or vice versa. And I said, we're going to stick around. I said, we're going to stick around for a while. Well, I had the keys. To Dad's house. Well, there's only two people who had the keys to Dad's house, and that was me and a friend of ours. So I did a walkthrough. I checked it. Both bedrooms, the closets, kitchen, the other front room, its closet, and everything. Walked out back, checked the garage, behind the garage, to see, make sure they didn't have none of the vehicles back there hiding. Walked in, and I told her, so everything's clear. So I got on Dad's phone, house phone, called Mara Jean up, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm here at Dad's house. She says, yeah. I said, well, I said, Tara's wanting to stay here, and I told her she couldn't. Because I know her. I said she was planning on, I know what she's planning on doing. I said she was planning on taking stuff out of Dad's house while nobody wasn't around. She says, well, that's a smart move. She says, you did the right thing, Jeff. I said, well, I made her mad, but she called me everything about a white man. Well, she says, well, you're fine. She says, you did the right thing. You did what you had to do. I said, well, I'm going to stick around the house for a while, if that's okay. She says, well, you're fine. She says, you're allowed there. We just don't, she says, personally, she says, I don't want her there. And I decided to say about your own family. And I said, well, the reason why I want to stick around is because just in case she'll happen, I said, I don't know if she's still here in town somewhere. I don't know if she's got somebody down through here watching to make sure that we're not around or what. And I said, I don't know. She says, oh, she says, I understand that. So I stayed until probably about, she said, my ex says, well, I'll go over to the house. So if you can go, I said, I'm going to stay. I said, I'm going to stick around here until about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And I said, I'm going to make sure everything's locked up. Windows are locked, doors are locked, everything's locked. So before my neighbors went to bed, I said, explained to them, I said, I apologize if you heard me and her arguing. I said, I apologize for that. And I said, the reason why she got mad because she was wanting to stay. And I said, we couldn't let her stay because she'll be taking stuff out of the house. And I said, it actually states in the will that nothing is to be touched in the house. And that's otherwise stated by the lawyer. And I said, can you guys do them? I said, I'll be back over here tomorrow. But I said, soon, I said, if you suspect anything suspicious going on, or somebody messing around Dad's house over here around doors, call the law. I said, I'm going to have a couple no trespassing signs posted. So I'm going to put one in the front window there, and I said, I'm going to take one, and I said, I'm going to push one on Dad's back door back here on the inside, where nobody can rip it off from the out. And I said, I'm going to have it on the inside. And they said, okay, Jeff. And I said, now you guys are out over there. I said, if you want to check and make sure everything's locked, you guys are welcome to do it. And I said, if somebody calls and says, well, there's somebody at 420 Olive Street messing around, and if the law show up, just tell them you got my permission. So and they said, well, do you think Terry will come back around again? And I said, well, I doubt it, but I said, I'm going to be around for the next couple of days or so. Just be up on the safe side. So I went up to the lawyer's office the next day, and I talked to him. I said, well, I said, the electric and stuff's going to be shut off. And I said, do you mind if I go ahead and take all that food out of Dad's deep freeze? And take the food out of the freezer and stuff, and out of the refrigerator. He said, well, yeah, you can do that. I said, well, I wanted to make sure, because I said, that's a lot of good food. I said, if you shut it off, it's going to go bad and ain't going to be no good. He said, well, that's fine. He says, if you want to, you can take all that canned good stuff, too, if you want to, of his. I said, oh, okay. So I went over there and started. So I told my ex, I swung by the house, and I said, well, come over, bring the vehicle. Says, why? I said, I got permission to take all the food out of Dad's deep freeze and stuff, and take it and then all the canned goods over to the house. I got his permission. So I called Margene up and told her what was going on. Well, I kind of noticed there's a few things come up missing out of Dad's house. So I called Margene up, and she came in, and I told her what was taken. She says, well, get hold of Peter, which is the lawyer. So Margene, I said, well, I'll wait for you to call. So Peter, he came over, and I told him what was taken out of Dad's house, and it was valuable. He says, all right. He says, you definitely know who took it? I said, yeah. I said, I can tell you exactly who took it. It was Tara. I said, she's the one that took the stuff out of that, because I said, I know the rest of them won't do it. So I said, they didn't want nothing. I said, Peter, they don't want nothing. I said, they're leaving everything to me and her. But I said, after she done this, I said, she don't get nothing. That's what I had to deal with. Never heard from her or nothing. Well, somehow or another, me and my ex-wife was going through a divorce at the time. Well, we was about ready to fill out the paperwork, and I didn't know this at the time. Apparently, she went down there and told my sister, found where my sister lived at. She said, my sister Tara told me through Facebook. She says, Jess, she says, she actually came down here and found me. She said, I didn't know. She asked her, so how did you find me? She said, well, I got my ways of finding you. Well, she had enough nerve to ask my sister this wasn't not even close to a year after my dad's death. Not even a year yet. Had enough nerve to go down and ask her if she'll take me in because she was done with me. Well, that's the only time she ever told me anything. I never spoke to her. We spoke on occasions, and then she started bringing a bunch of. She started talking out of the head crap. And I quit talking to her. And then until here about 2 years ago, my niece got a hold of me and told me that, well, Mom, the reason why I'm getting a hold of you, Mom passed away. And I said, well, at the time, so we had to get that straightened out. So see, I want to see. I got told that she asked me, well, you didn't come down and see Mom for the cremator. Well, I didn't have a way down there. Well, I told Tim up here about it, and he said, well, Jeff, you should have said something. I could have took you down there. I said, nah. Oh, I ain't busy all day. It's just see who it was. See what time it is anyways, 'cause I gotta be up early in the morning. Oh, Lord, it's 1:38. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get off already because it's going on almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I will catch you on my next live, hopefully. I should have one tomorrow night. But I ain't gonna be on near as long tomorrow night I was tonight, because I got a long day Monday. But thanks for y'all stopping in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Y'all be safe and be well. Have a great Sunday. Catch you on the next one, hopefully. This the Ohio Mafia Piper. Keep them lit, keep the embers burning, and y'all take care.